Engaging students with Google Jamboard. In this brief tutorial, we will examine Google Jamboard and help you to become accustomed to the navigation and tools within Google Jamboard. After signing into your Gmail account, the first step that you want to take is to access Jamboard using the navigation. And you will see that Jamboard is located here. You'll select Jamboard. And when Jamboard appears, you will select the plus symbol at the bottom of the page to create a new jam. Once your jam appears, you will notice that at the top of the screen you have the ability to change the name of your jam. So we want to rename this jam to Test Jam, and we'll select OK. You will also notice that on the navigation you have the ability to zoom in on your screen. You can set your background, and by default the background is blank. And so if we wanted to change this background, we could select any of the options that are available. And if you see from the default options that are available to you, if you would like to upload something different, you can select the image option, and this will allow you to upload an image from your computer or desktop. On the left navigation, you will note that there are various features within Jamboard. The first option is the pen tool, and this will allow you to select different colors as well as different options as far as writing on the Jamboard. So we have the pen, a marker, highlighter, as well as a brush. And so since we have selected a black background, I will select a white pen. And this will give me the ability to write on my jam. I can also clear frame, which will allow me to erase what I have selected. You also have the ability again to use the marker. You also have, in addition to clear frame, we also have an eraser tool. And this will allow you to erase what you have written on your jam, or you can select clear frame. The Move tool or Select tool, this will allow you, once you begin to add content to your jam, this Selection or Move tool will allow you to then move those various images or text to different places on your jam. We also have the Sticky Note feature. This is where, as you begin to engage and interact with your students, they can write a response. They do have the ability to change the colors for the sticky note, and then you would select Save. If you wanted to add another option, you can select Save, and then we'll see, using the Select or Move tool, I can then move my sticky note to any location on the screen. Another feature within your jam is we talked about the sticky note, but we also have Add an Image. So if you would like to incorporate or insert an image into your jam, you can simply do a search for a term or phrase, select that image, select Insert, and now we see that our image has been added to our jam. We can resize the image to enlarge it or to make it smaller, and then using our Select or Move tool, we can reposition where the image will be located. We also have the option to add shapes. So we have a circle, square, etc. And so, for instance, if you were creating a flow chart for your students, you could use these arrows to indicate different steps or aspects within the flow chart or a list that you were creating. We also have the text tool. This will allow you to add text to your option. And so we see we've added the phrase learning, and we have the ability to change the shape or the size. We can enlarge this shape or size. We can change the color. And we can also change the alignment. So if we want this to be centered, using our Select or Move tool, we can move this to the center of the page. And lastly, we see at the bottom we have the laser tool. So after you have written content on your jam, if there's something specifically that you want to highlight or to bring to your students' attention, using the laser tool, this will allow you to circle or to bring emphasis to a particular word, phrase, or image that is located on your jam. After you create your first jam, you'll notice at the top that we have 1 of 1. So if we want to add an additional jam, we would select the forward symbol to say create frame. And so now we see that we have a second jam. So we have our first jam and a second jam. And then we can then begin to repeat the process of adding any content that we would like to add to this second jam. You will also notice after creating this second jam, you can expand the frame. And so by expanding your frame, you have the ability to duplicate a jam, or you can delete the jam. You can also insert or add an additional frame. And you also have the ability to move or to reorder the sequence in which the frames are displayed. An additional aspect of Jamboard in terms of navigation that we should keep in mind, we have these 3 dots which we often refer to as the snowman, and it says more options. So when you select this, this gives you the ability to rename your jam if you would like. You can also download the jams that you have created as a PDF file. You could save it as an image. You can also delete it, or you can make a copy of the jam that you have created. Once you have completed creating an individual or multiple jams, you also have the ability to share the jam. And by sharing the jam, this will give you the opportunity to share this with your students. And so you will want to make sure when we select share that you can copy the link to make it accessible to your students by posting it into Canvas, or you can change the content or access features to where anyone can view, or they will be able to edit the jam. And so if you're using the Jamboard to engage with students and you want them to add content such as a sticky note or an image to a topic that you are discussing, it is imperative that you select the editor option for your Jamboard. In this brief tutorial, we have examined how to utilize Google Jamboard, understanding the navigation, and how ultimately you could incorporate Google Jamboard into your courses to engage your students.